Good morning, good afternoon, or maybe even good evening, depending on where you are. My name is Timothy Jones. I am IT Help Desk staff and one of the IT trainers here on campus at SUNY Buffalo State College in Buffalo, New York. And today we're covering electronic signatures for Adobe Acrobat DC, which uses Adobe Sign to send and track digital approvals. Something we've gotten quite a few requests for on campus is how to send out forms for electronic approval to get electronic signatures, and almost more importantly, how to track those signatures after they've already been sent out. And thankfully, there's actually a tool built right into Adobe Acrobat, and it's available externally in something called Adobe Sign through the Adobe Creative Cloud accounts we have as staff and faculty. So I'm just going to real quick point out, let's say for this example, we're going to start with a Word document. So this test document, we need to send it out to one person or to more than one person to have them sign off on it and basically give their okay for the approval process. Something you'll notice pretty early on is that you can't use Microsoft Word documents natively for this process. They need to exist as a PDF file. So for example, if we open up Adobe Acrobat here and I go to File, Create, PDF from File, this won't work directly. So if I click this, and on the desktop, even if I choose all files, so I can just do it this way. If it lets me choose it, it still won't work. We'll get this error message here. So that seems like a stumbling block, but it's really easy to get around. So I'm just going to dismiss that and minimize Acrobat. So let's open up that test document in Microsoft Word. And as long as you're on the current version of Word, which all of us should have, you'll just be able to go over to File and choose either Save as Adobe PDF, or if you don't see this option here, you can also go down to Print and actually choose Adobe PDF as the printer. This is a way to spit out a digital file right on the computer. It's not sending anything to a physical printer anywhere. We can choose Print. It'll ask us where we want to save it. We're just going to leave that file name as test document and save it right to our desktop. That'll live there with our other file. I'm now going to close Word, confirming that we've created that file. We now have our PDF version of the file we'd like to have signed. So one more time, let's just open that up in Acrobat. And you'll notice on the right-hand side under your toolbars, and if you need to, you can use this search bar to pull it up. And there are two of these that we can actually choose. You can choose Adobe Sign directly, or you can choose Fill and Sign. And I'm going to choose Fill and Sign just because the interface is a little more straightforward. So it says who needs to fill and sign, and we're going to be sending this out for approval to others. We're going to choose Request Signatures. And the signers are the people we're sending this out to approve. So I'm just going to use IT Help Desk at buffalostate.edu. Because I'm signed into Acrobat with my school account, it actually has a lot of the directory information in there, so it may make suggestions like this. I'm going to click that. That will be our signer. If you need to, you can have a whole list of people here, and if you need to, you can add people as a carbon copy to just have them basically see that this process is going on, even though they're not being prompted to complete the signature. If you want to, because this is being sent out as an email to the recipient, you can change the subject line and the text, but we're just going to leave that message the same. Down at the bottom, you'll see the files. It's already including the test document.pdf that we created. If you want to, you can add additional files. So if they need to, for example, reference another document in this approval and you want a record of that, or maybe if there's a whole set of different documents that they need to approve and just to simplify them all being together, you can do it that way. So for example, we can add, I'm going to add another of the same PDF just to show that you can do it, but I'm going to dismiss that. And we're going to specify where to sign. So this is showing on the document where the person should be signing. Some PDFs are already created with those blanks in there, and it will recognize that. But we're starting with a super basic Microsoft Word document, which had no way to specify it other than visually. And if you hover the cursor over, it will actually do a pretty good job of recognizing where these places are. So if I click to activate this full name area, it knows that this is where that person will be putting in their full name. And below it, it recognizes that this is a signature line based on there just being the flat line across the bottom and the word right next to it. So those are both the forms that they'll need to sign. If they need to sign something in more than one place, you can add as many as you need to. And for example, if you need them to sign somewhere that it isn't picking up automatically, you can just left click and then move the mouse over here and you can resize to whatever you like. If you just need them to type something in here, or if you want them to set it as a signature field here, so I'll click and add this as a signature field, we can have that there. So they'll be putting in their name and signing in 2 places. And that's pretty much all we need to do for setup. And if the document has multiple pages, you can scroll down and add them as needed. But we're just going to go down to the bottom right-hand corner and click Send. And what this is doing is sending an email to that person. They don't have to be a member of your organization, so you can use whatever email address you need to use to get in touch with them, but it'll be sent directly to them, and they'll see it on their end, and they will eventually respond. So this notification in the bottom right down here is actually showing that Adobe Sign has sent the document out for signature. I have the account logged in on this computer, so the second one is actually the IT Help Desk email account getting this request. I'm going to open this up just so we can look what that looks like. So this is, again, what the recipient is going to look at. Let's download pictures. So they'll see this request. It allows them to review the document and then sign it. They don't have to have an Adobe Sign account. They can do this not anonymously, but they can do this just based on having their email address and putting in that information themselves. Once they review and do sign it, you'll then get a confirmation email showing that everything has been completed in that process. Let's go ahead and review and sign it because I am logged in that email account. Oh, just kidding. I won't muck about with that. But once you actually have the approval, you'll see that email in your inbox, but in addition to that, you can go into a web browser, and I'm already on the page here, but if you go to sign.adobe.com, just zoom in for visibility, just hit enter. It'll bring up this page here. We're not currently signed in, so in the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to choose sign in, and we're going to sign into Adobe Sign with our school credentials. We're going to do account that I sent the request from originally, and right now it's asking for a password, so we're going to click into the password blank but not actually type anything in, and it automatically recognizes that's an institutional account. So this would bring us normally, if you were starting fresh, to our Buffalo State sign-on page for our network accounts. I'm already signed on here, so it recognizes my single sign-on, so it brought me right into the Adobe Sign interface. And you can send requests from here if your files are already set up. As you can see, we have one in progress. So if I go to Manage, right up here, that will show we have one request in progress. Its status is out for signature. For example, if some had been sent to you on this account, you could see that they were waiting for you here. And if we go down to Completed, you'll see actually some of our earlier test documents. This is one that the IT Help Desk actually responded to almost immediately. And as you can see, you can download the PDF that they signed. I'll just open that up real quick. It shows exactly what they typed in and what they signed for and where they signed for it. But that's a copy that's your confirmation, and this continues to live here. And this stuff is all searchable as well. So if you just go up to the search bar in kind of the upper right area, and if I type in Johnny Bigglesworth, I'll just do that part. It'll bring up that user and show what they had signed. And for example, if this same user had signed more than one document, it would show all of those results in the same place. And yeah, this is a good way to kind of have a directory of all the signature approvals you've gotten using Adobe Sign. And it can actually show you if you're kind of bouncing them back and forth, you might have a couple waiting for you here. I don't have any on this account waiting for me now, but that being said, make sure to clear your searches just in case you're filtering things. But yeah, this is built right into Adobe Acrobat, and Adobe Sign is just part of your Creative Cloud license that we all have as staff and faculty. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at the help desk. I hope everyone's taking it easy out there, and I hope this was helpful.